What's up guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Nadia and I'm excited to do a quick little video. This video is just going to be about skin. My skin is being a real bee right now. It is anything but flawless, but I'm going to show you how to get flawless skin even when you're broken out. And I'm going to do it by using something I haven't used in probably 5 years, maybe 6 years, since I left working at MAC. I still use Studio Fix powder, but I have not used the Studio Fix fluid foundation in probably 5 or 6 years. So I'm super excited. I just went there today and I was like, you know what? I loved this foundation when I had it. So I'm going to play with it and see how I like it now. So let's get started. So excited. Only chicks get, well, not only chicks get excited about buying a foundation. It's the little things in life. Okay. So I'm going to start off with using the MAC strobe cream. This one's in Pink Light. And I'm just going to use a little bit, very lightly. So my skin is extremely broke out. I have never had breakouts like this ever. I got off all of my hormones and medications just because I was just telling myself like, this is so bad for you. So I decided to get off all of it and my body is pissed. It's like, you bitch. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this. This is the one thing I remember hating about this foundation is that it comes out and you have to like push it onto your skin and it's so annoying. And then I'm going to go through with my Real Techniques foundation brush. This is Expert Face Brush. And you always want to work your foundation down. So if you have any hair on your face, which everyone does, some people dermaplane theirs off, but if you do, you want to push all of those hairs down. Ooh. I'm liking so far. Just wish I didn't have to pounce this onto my hand so hard. It's so annoying. Okay. So I do work my foundation all the way up to my under eye. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I like a little bit of color under there, even though I'm going to go through with a little bit of a highlighting color. I still like to add it. So far, I'm digging it. Gosh, it's been so long. So around your breakouts, if you just kind of lightly tap on top of it and work around it, because usually a breakout is, you know, it's not just flat, it's usually like rounded. So you want to make sure you're pouncing around it so you're getting all of the areas of the breakout, not just like swiping over it. You want to just make sure you pounce it in there. Pounce. Okay. And just work that into your hairline. So this is NC35 that I'm using. This is the color I always used, and so it's what I grabbed. I didn't even like see if it matched anymore. Obviously, I'm really light right now because it's winter and Idaho is like bipolar with their weather and it doesn't know what it wants to do. So it's like winter basically outside one day and then it's like, oh, it's sunshine. And then you want to make sure you blend it onto your neck. Okay, I'm digging it. It's a little dark, a little yellow, so I'll have to blend that down, but I do like that. And then I'm going to go through with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm just going to use a little bit of this. Da, da, da. And then go back in with that foundation brush and just blend it. Da, da, da. Okay. I almost bought the Pro Longwear concealer from MAC. I used to love that too. And it's been a while since I had that in my kit. or even that I used it personally, but I do love that concealer a lot. The only thing I don't like about that one, even though I think it's probably one of the best concealers out there, is it is in a glass bottle and it has a pump. And so you can never fully get all of the product out of it. And so that was so frustrating. Or if you dropped it, you were screwed. It would break like that. I mean, when I worked there, we would drop them all the time. It sucked. Okay, so I'm going to go through with the translucent powder from Laura Mercier. It's one of my favorites. During the summer, I normally use the Ben Nye banana powder, but today I'm not because I want it a little bit lighter. And I just push that into the skin, and you're going to let it sit there and bake. That's what baking is. I have lots of questions about what is baking. This is what baking is. You let it sit and work into the skin. And I'm a super oily person, so for me, letting it sit there and really marinate is really good. So I'm just letting that sit on the skin. I don't know if you can see all the powder sitting there. And then I am going to go through with the Hoola contour stick. This is a really amazing product. Here's what I don't like about it. You have to be so careful. Don't go up too far because it will break off and actually fall and get on your brand new pants. So don't do that. I learned the hard way. So just a little bit, obviously the forehead, because I have a 5 head, not a 4 head. It's big. So contour down the nose, under the lip. I don't have big lips, so I gotta make those things big. And through there. In my face, it feels a little dry. So now that I'm letting that kind of bake in there, I want to spray it, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I'm gonna go through and blend that. You kind of want to softly blend. You don't want to get too crazy with it. You don't want to go down too far. You want to go more towards your ear and blending it back into your hairline rather than blending it down. And just soft motion. And I kind of do like a soft pouncing motion or bounce. Like that. And then same brush with the contour. Some people go in and really chisel their nose out, but I ain't about that right now. It's just super simple. This is literally something you could do in 10 minutes and get flawless skin, even though my skin's not flawless right now. Whatever. Okay, blend that. Starting to look like I have a little color in my life, looking a little bronze, sun-kissed. You know, it's interesting, a lot of people do not contour and they don't use blush, and honestly, that's like the one thing I cannot leave the house without even like a little bit of blush, because it honestly just brings so much definition to your face. Like, why not do it? Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette. I'm gonna use all 3 of these colors because I want to. So I'm a rebel. And I'm just going to go on top of that cream contour. So anytime you use a cream or a liquid, you want to make sure you set it with a powder. Whether it's a translucent powder, whether it's an actual bronzing powder, or whatever it is that you're using, you just want to make sure you're setting it because it's not going to stay and lock it in place. And if you're really dry, say you're really dry and you're like, oh, I don't want to use powder because I'm super dry, just make sure you do it with a wet sponge. Get a sponge, get it wet, and then work it into the skin that way so it's more hydrated, and then use hydration sprays like this Mario Badescu one. This one's really good. I'm going to go through and spray my face with that. And then I'm going to get my beauty blender. And I got it wet, and then once you get it wet, you want to just kind of work the water into the sponge and pump it until it grows, and it's going to be really soft and smooth. And then I just go in with the beauty blender, and all that powder that I had sitting there baking, I'm just pushing it into the skin. So everything looks super blended and smooth. like so. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with the Studio Fix Powder Foundation. This stuff, honestly, this is a money product to have. Not only for yourself, but to have in your kit. It's amazing. It makes everyone look flawless. Even if you're just doing a quick, like, trying to conceal some things, it's beautiful. So I'm going to use a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to work that in all of the areas that I would put highlighter. My poor skin is like so pissed. It's emotional. My dog's barking. My dog barking, my son's yelling at the dog. So much love. Just kind of going through and pushing it into the skin where I have those breakouts. So I've got nice flawless skin minus some of the breakouts. I like to take what's left on that brush and work it down onto my chest so everything blends really well. Make sure you get your ears with the foundation and make sure everything's nice and blended. And now I'm going to go through, since I'm using mainly MAC, I'm going to go through with a MAC blush. I'm going to use, I believe this is Dainty. I could be wrong, it's missing off the back, but I believe it's Dainty. But I'm going to use that. Start at your apples, your cheeks, and work it back. I like a little bit more color back here just because I like it to kind of go up and lift my face, make me look like I have really nice cheekbones. And you're setting that and working it into that bronzer, on top of the bronzer, but you want it all to blend. So just lightly blending that back. You can never have enough blush, you guys. That's the one thing that kind of starts to fade and disappear throughout the day. So I always tell people, I know it seems like a lot, especially clients. I'm like, I know like this feels like the 80s, maybe 70s, but you're gonna thank me in your pictures, and you're gonna thank me when you look gorgeous and look like you have cheekbones, okay? So I'm gonna go in with, actually, instead of using that one, I'm gonna use the MAC. I'm gonna stick with MAC. So I'm gonna use the MAC Studio Fix Contour Palette again, and I'm gonna use this yellow shade right here. I'm gonna use the synthetic part of my brush, and I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of highlight there. I don't want a ton, because like I said, I'm oily, and so if you add too much highlighter, sometimes you're gonna look really ashy and kind of muddy. And that can happen really easily when you're using quite a bit of products. So a little bit here and right there. So pretty. And then I'm gonna go through and spritz. I also really like Fix Plus spray, but I have a giant bottle of this, so I've just been using it. And then All Nighter Spray by Urban Decay. This stuff is amazing if you have oily skin, or if you're just wanting to lock your products and foundation and everything in. This is a really good product just to kind of set everything and lock it in for all night, right? All Nighter Spray. Feels so good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go through and just add a little bit, since I got a little powder in my brows, I'm gonna go through with this MAC brow set. It's a waterproof brow set, and this one I believe is in Quiet Brunette. Just add that so it's all nice and powder free. All right, there's that. So Flawless Skin looks amazing. I'm just missing a lip, so I'm gonna go in with, I really don't know what I want to use. I'm gonna go with, I kind of want to use this one because it's called Bitch Perfect, but it's, no, I'm gonna use this one. I'm going to use Beeper from ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip. It's amazing. I do have to say it looks lighter in the container, but it's not very light. It's like a pretty deep brown nude. And usually when I use a liquid lipstick, I don't use liner unless it's really light nude. So one side of my lip is much smaller than the other. I had lip injections like almost 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, it's been about 2 years. And I had it dissolved. I did not like it. And I feel like there was a little bit of residue in there still. And then obviously it went away, and I feel like one lip is now bigger than the other, and maybe still has some in there, but the other one doesn't. So okay guys, so this is a super simple, quick and easy foundation. I mean, you could do it a lot faster, maybe skip like a couple of steps. If you didn't want to do the cream contour, you could just do, you know, the powder, or you could do just an actual bronzer to give you some definition, some color to the face. You know, there's just different steps that you can do that are going to take a little bit less time, but you know, it's all about playing. And if you don't have time to play, but you want to look gorgeous and you have, you know, some things that you need to conceal, super, super quick and easy and fun. And I really am liking how my skin looks with the Studio Fix Fluid. It's been a minute. I'm liking it. Minus all these little bees that are on my face. But feeling pretty good. I'll kind of just let you guys know how I'm liking it. You know, for $30 for the foundation, you can't beat it. The last foundation I purchased was it was the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I believe it's like $49. So for 30 bucks and such good coverage, like I forgot how much I loved it. I feel like my skin looks gorgeous, so. I hope you liked this video. I hope it helped. Comment below videos you'd like to see in the future. And please subscribe, like, say nice things, and I will see you in the next video.